live and nearly an hour late this morning, but it is Parking Lot Tuesday, and Constance and I are in parking lot number 2. Now, I had a number 2 vulgar gag, but I was not going to equate number 2 with Sacramento. Anyway, we are here. It is, gotta admit, an absolutely beautiful day here in Sacramento.
It's not warm, but it's beautiful.
It's not warm.
But it's not raining.
It's not raining. It's not, there is no tornado.
At the moment.
At the moment.
There's a breeze.
Yeah. And we know that the Midwest is below zero and terribly uncomfortable. So our thoughts and prayers go to our hometown, Columbus. No, I don't think we'll do it. Anyway, we are.
I'm always thinking of Columbus because, can't help it, but they have destroyed themselves from the inside.
Yes.
What a naughty thing to say. Yes, we will not go into details.
So, well, anyway, you're on now, dear.
Oh, well, Lon's going to talk about something he found this morning because he's so good. Every morning I ask, what's he going to do? And he never knows. And then, he pulls the rabbit out of the hat or somewhere else. And then, so he decided to do bibliomancy in his office because he has a wide array of books. And anyway, well, I worked at the Newport Beach Public Library for 10 years. I was the lowest of the low. Sometimes I helped people check out books, which was really fun, but most of the time I was just shelving books. Not that that's not necessary. I was rather accurate, but probably not extremely fast. But but every now and then, when there was not a whole lot to do, I would, or I felt the need, I would stand in the back aisle and close my eyes and twirl around and pick a book off the shelf, and if I had a question of any kind, and open it up and put my finger on it with my eyes closed, and it would always have a relevant answer. I think the only form of, now Lon does all kinds of things, divinatory things, tarot. The only kind of divination I actually would vaguely trust, even to the minutest part, is bibliomancy. Because first of all, you have put yourself, it's either with your own books that you've already chosen, and I put myself in that situation at the library where, I decided where to stand anyway when I trolled around. So you have a really better chance of narrowing your answer down to, well, anyway.
Surrounded by the knowledge of the entire universe.
Right, so you can pull a rabbit out of the hat with bibliomancy, I think, with more clarity than if you have a symbol or something that you have to interpret, because I will always interpret it wrong. So just give me words on a page that say, exactly what I want to hear. Anyway, so.
I will choose a book that panders to my prejudices.
No, there's no choosing.
Oh,
That's the good part about it. So anyway, but I was going to talk about, besides this being the end of, it was the beginning of a new year, and to, not that I'm not always, my head's not always above the clouds, but it isn't. My foot hurts today, and I'm limping around. But
your foot is beneath the hells.
Yeah, yes, my head's above the hells. My right foot's below the hells, but it will get better, or it probably is better. I'm just not realizing it. Anyway,
I'll torture you again.
I had to press some acupressure points on my foot last night. He likes to hear me scream. So anyway,
is that where? Is that? Well, it's there when it's not supposed to feel good, right?
Well, no, it's anyway.
Okay.
It's just anyway. What was I saying? Talk about physical things. So just basic things that your mother would tell you. Drink lots of pure water. Do some stretching every day. Get your cardio up often. Sitting is the new smoking. it's not that you shouldn't smoke. Sit. You shouldn't smoke. That you shouldn't sit because you have to for your work, and besides, sometimes some people don't stand up 16 hours a day. That's why their feet don't hurt. But anyway, every hour and a half.
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about? Every half hour, or hour and a half, or 2 hours at least, get up and do something vigorous for 5-10 minutes, and then go pee. And
Jesse Garcia says, I sit and smoke. Sorry. I'm sorry, Constance.
well, I'm
Attaboy,
I'm sorry
attaboy,
for you too,
Jesse.
A healing and peace and freedom from fear. Okay. But anyway, just try to take care of your physical vehicle. Eat lots of cruciferous vegetables, and you don't have to. I cook. You know, you really don't have to know how to cook. Get yourself a kettle with a stainless steel kettle, no aluminum, unless you want Alzheimer's. Get rid of your aluminum cookware. A stainless steel kettle with a tight-fitting lid and just a stainless steel steamer. You could probably get them at Goodwill or somewhere if you can't. You know, the steamer baskets.
They're not that expensive anyway. Yeah.
Well, they used to not be. Everything is now. And steamed vegetables, not into oblivion, and just add as much salt as you dare, and a half a pat of butter or something. It is enough for 2 people, and you stir it up, and it mixes when you're through. And have all your side dishes be that easy, or whatever, or even just have that with some rice or whatever, bean something. But always have a side dish of some kind of. We do that. I try to have eat the rainbow. We have to have a green thing and an orange thing. Lon hates the orange thing.
Yeah, let's have more yam.
He doesn't like yams or winter squash or
kabocha
carrots,
squash.
but mostly orange things he does not fond of. So, but I mean, anyway, who cares what?
Because I'm Irish.
You're not Irish.
Well, I don't like the orange anyway. So. Okay, all right.
I love that. The orange too. But anyway,
in Holland, I like the orange.
That's right.
Okay. But I digress. You.
But you digress me. That's exactly it. Okay, that's pretty much my relationship. Lon digresses me. I'm struggling here to be mom. Yeah, eat your veggies, drink pure water. Get some exercise, get some stretching. And the hardest part of all for me is, considering my age, and everything, sleeping, get quality sleep. That's the time your body heals itself, and your mind too. And all the food you're going to eat is probably, even if you eat the best, you probably, I hate to say this, if you can afford it, get some kind of a good multivitamin. And I don't get it from a drugstore or a big box store, unless Life Extension has a nice 2 per day kind of thing. I'm just going to advertise for them. If you want a nice multivitamin,
yeah, Life Extension, yeah.
Children. It's a good multivitamin, and it's better than a stick in the eye. So take some kind of a supplementation, help yourself. So that's all I'm just trying to have you. Can you think of something else that people should do? Oh, and every day, you think this is not physical, but I totally recommend, if you have time, even if it's 15 minutes, you can squish out 15 minutes or 20 minutes. 15 minutes is probably won't do, but 20 minutes, give yourself a break. You can have tea, coffee, water, nothing. But have a couple of books or a pamphlet or something that you wrote down yourself that you read somewhere else, where you absolutely shut out the world and feed your head. Because it's your mind that actually takes care of your mind's the important part of this whole thing anyway. So it's just needs the horse of the body to ride on. So your mind is a rider. So.
Well said.
Feed your head. And speaking of that,
I should take your advice more often.
You're fine. And then, Lon's gonna talk about bibliomancy, but books. We had a hippie reading list that we talk about repeatedly of things that people don't seem to read anymore, probably. But not that we knew what we were, not that we understood them when we were hippies, but that we were attracted to and was available at the time. So, lots of things like the Mahabharata with the Bhagavad Gita and the Tao Te Ching.
Autobiography of a yogi.
Autobiography,
Jeez,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, I know. There's plenty of things that you don't have to be. It's not Hindu. It's just to realize that there are others. Anything that's a different spiritual tradition and just the ancient or the older kind of things that are, even to give yourself pleasure while you're doing it and think it's not very enlightening, but it is. Just good, cheap books of Japanese haiku poetry, as long as they're accurate. I mean, things that, Anyway.
Well, now, is your foot okay enough to go shopping this morning?
Does it matter?
Well.
No, it doesn't. It'll be okay. It's getting better.
Okay.
It's already better than it was last night.
Well, I'll make you scream tonight if you want.
Maybe not.
Oh, I think it helped a little.
Yes, I'm sure it did.
Okay, I'm going to turn the camera back. Let's say, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law.
Don't shut it off. Love is the law. Love under will.
Okay.
Love yourself.
Yep.
That's because, that's all there is anyway. I've swallowed you all whole.
Yes. Thank you, dear. Would you hold that for a second? Because I have to move my steering wheel.
I don't know what I'm aiming at. Could be anything.
Oh!
Am I aiming it correctly?
Yes, you are.
I probably
Okay, I'm going to set my little camera right there.
Where's the puppy?
Okay, and I'll set it there. And if it doesn't fall down when you slam the door, we'll be fine. Now we've got a cooler bag here that has heated up here, I'll show you.
No. It's a cooler, but it's an insulated bag.
It's an insulated bag, and we microwaved
2 rice puppy pillows, and it's toasty in there.
because I don't think the heater works in this.
We don't want to know.
We're afraid to turn it on.
It used to kind of halfway work, but we don't even know where the vents are, so we're like, we're not going to fool with this car. If it's running, it's running. It's
That's
like
right.
a buckboard. It does well. And right now it's solar heated right now because
It is very nice. It's very
nice.
nice.
I
Okay.
almost hate to go in there because I know it's cold.
So get us some salty snacks. Get the veggie hot dogs.
We have veggie hot dogs.
Get more veggie hot dogs so that we have to. And some corn chips. Of some
how
4 or
about
5 different kinds of corn chips.
I already got broccoli at the cost. But there's other things.
Yes.
There are other things in life besides
Tempura
broccoli.
fried broccoli.
Oh, I like that, but I don't like cleaning it up.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm sure it was a waste of everyone's time.
Well, it's good to just idly spend your time. Okay. Go ahead. All right. Would you like this bag? Okay. Well, there we are. Yes. We're going, it's a funny thing, and that's why we got Constance off on a bibliomancy thing. This morning, as I was, I sort of have to, pack some goodies, source goodies, books or articles or something. And as I sit in the first parking lot, figure out something something to share with you every Tuesday. And this morning, I just went to my office bookcase, which is really not the big bookcase upstairs. And I just reached for this, the Mahabharata. Now, it's not, a translation of the Mahabharata. It is a translation from the French of a play. And the play was all the rage in the theater. Was that a sign from God? In the theater world in the I think the late 80s. And the play is by Jean-Claude Carrier. And it's translated into English by Peter Brook. And it was a play that was mounted on PBS, and that's where we first saw it. It's the Hindu classic Mahabharata. Now, it's a huge epic poem. And it's so big that one section of it is the Bhagavad Gita. And that is well known among people that even on a superficial level study yoga and things like that. It's the Hindu occult philosophy, if you want to call it that. It's almost what happened? DuQuette was assassinated. Oh, it was terrible. He was right in the middle of his talk, and he just fell over like a rag doll. Or as Regarde said, flop over like a wag doll. Okay. I guess I have to prop it up like that for a while. So I said, well, I'm not going to read the Bhagavad Gita for him, even though I would like to share some wisdom of it, because I was thinking about the dialogue between Krishna and the great archer Arjuna as he was preparing for battle, which is sort of like the most famous scene from that. And so I to find something, I took the book out, and to find something else, because sitting right next to it in the bookcase was the Lion of Light, which is a collection of Robert Anton Wilson essays concerning Aleister Crowley. And I opened it up, and one of the chapters is Robert Anton Wilson talking about Crowley, talking about Thelema, talking about magic, and each little section is a tarot card going from the Fool to the Universe. And it just fell open to his comments on the Devil card. And in it, he quoted Crowley from a tiny section of Liber 5 Vel Reguli, or Crowley's notes on it. And it was so relevant, at least in my twisted, hurried mind, that I thought I would share that with you this morning. First of all, from the Mahabharata. Now remember, this is the play dialogue. And just to make sure everybody knows, Mahabharata by Jean-Claude Carrier, translated from the French by Peter Brook. The publisher is Harper and Row. Don't worry, I'm not going to read it so much that anybody's going to worry. there's a huge, huge, monumental battle getting ready to take place on a battlefield. And it was so far back in history, so far back in time, far, far in the early days of humanity, that everybody is related still. And so the two armies are fighting each other. It's just cousins and brothers and fathers and teachers, and everybody knows everybody else. And Krishna, who is like the popular avatar of the day, doesn't want to take sides in this. He's too cool. But the leaders of both armies just say, no, please help me, because I'm the righteous cause. And Krishna says, look, one of you can have my army, and the other one can just have me. I'll drive the chariot of the other guy. And Arjuna says, I'll take you. And so they pull up, Krishna driving his chariot, and with Arjuna in back with his bow, and he's really, really quite an archer. Stops, and he looks around. Now, eventually, in this dialogue, Krishna is going to go on a huge, detailed, long discourse on yoga. It's the foundation of all of yoga and philosophy and everything else. Don't worry, I'm not going to read all of that. And in the play, they don't touch on that many of the details, but just enough like to get this idea across. Arjuna, led by Krishna, is advancing between the two armies. They stop. Arjuna grasps his conch shell. He blows a trumpet. Let's see, to launch the battle. He looks one way and then the other. He sees Bhishma, he sees Drona, he sees his cousins and friends. And here's what Arjuna says to Krishna. Krishna, my legs grow weak, my mouth is dry, my body trembles. My bow slips from my hand, my skin burns. I can no longer stand. What good can come from this battle? My family will be massacred. If this is the price, who can wish for victory or pleasure or even life? Uncles, cousins, nephews, and Drona, my teacher, they're all here. I can't bring death to my own family. How could I dare to be happy again? No, I prefer not to defend myself. I will wait here for death. He throws down his bow and arrows. People watching this are saying, why does he bow his head? Where is his pride? Krishna says, what is this mad and shameful weakness? Stand up. Arjuna, how can I aim my arrows at Bhishma, at Drona? I'd rather be the lowliest outcast. I'm in anguish. My resolution's gone. I am shaking. I've no hold on my mind. Teach me. Krishna says, victory and defeat, pleasure and pain are all the same. Act but don't reflect on the fruits of the act. Forget desire, seek detachment. Arjuna says, yet you urge me to battle, to massacre. Your words are ambiguous. I'm confused. Krishna, renunciation is not enough. You must not withdraw into solitude. You must not stay without action, for we are here to serve the world. Arjuna, yes, I know. Krishna, you must rise up free from hope and throw yourself into the battle. I cannot. How can I put into practice what you're demanding of me? The mind is capricious, unstable, it's evasive, feverish, turbulent, tenacious. It's harder to subdue than taming the wind. Krishna, it's true. You must learn to see with the same eye the mound of earth and the heap of gold, a cow and a sage, a dog and the man who eats the dog. The mind is greater than the senses. Above the mind, there is pure intelligence, freed from thought. Beyond pure intelligence, there is being, universal being, and that's where you live. That's where we all live. Arjuna, all the time we are swept away, how can I decide? How can I choose? With what will? We are dragged toward evil as though compelled. Why? Krishna, there is a way to rid oneself of this poison. What is that way? To reply to his question, Krishna led Arjuna through a tangled forest of illusion. He began to teach him the ancient yoga of wisdom, the mysterious path of action. He spoke for a long time, a very long time, between the two armies, preparing to destroy themselves. Arjuna sees this and responds to all that great lecture. All men are born into illusion. How can one reach the truth if one is born into illusion? Slowly, Krishna led Arjuna through all the fibers of his spirit. He showed him the deepest movements of his being and the true battlefield where you need neither warriors nor arrows, where each man must fight alone. It's the most secret knowledge. He showed him the whole of truth and taught him how the world unfolds. That blew Arjuna's mind. I said in my digression. He says, I feel my illusions vanish one by one. Now, if I am capable of contemplating it, show me your universal form. Think twice before you ask a God to tell you that, to do that. He just may show you. Yeah, and there's these famous paintings of, there's one with Jimi Hendrix in the middle of all of these forms. I can't count your mouths, nor your eyes, nor your jewels, your clothes, your weapons. Astonishing vision, all-penetrating form, magnificent, endless, as though 1,000 suns rise in the sky. I see you in one point. I see the entire world. All the warriors hurl themselves into your mouth, and you grind them between your teeth. They wish to be destroyed, and you destroy them. Through your body, I see stars, I see life and death, I see silence. Tell me, who are you? I'm shaken to the depths. I am afraid. Krishna says, matter changes, but I am all that you say, all that you think. Everything rests on me like pearls on a thread. I am the earth's scent and the fire's heat. I am appearance and disappearance. I am the trickster's hoax. I am the radiance of all that shines. All beings fall in the night, and all beings are brought back to daylight. I have already defeated these warriors. But he who thinks he can kill, and he who thinks he can be killed, are both mistaken. Okay. Robert Anton Wilson thought that the following quote from Crowley was significant enough to include in his comments on the devil. The magician should devise for himself a definite technique for destroying evil. That's in quotes, evil. The essence of such a practice will consist in training the mind and the body to confront things which cause fear, pain, disgust, shame, and the like. He must learn to endure them, and then to become indifferent to them, then to analyze them until they give pleasure and instruction, and finally to appreciate them for their own sake, as aspects of truth. When this has been done, he should abandon them, as if they are really harmful in relation to health or comfort. Also, our selection of evils is limited to those that cannot damage us irreparably. An example, one ought to practice smelling asafoetida until one likes it, but not arsenic or hydrochloric acid. Again, one might have a liaison with an old, ugly woman until one beheld and loved the star which she is. It would be too dangerous to overcome the distaste for dishonesty by forcing oneself to pick pockets. Acts which are essentially dishonorable must not be done. They should be justified only by calm contemplation of their correctness in abstract forms. Okay, I don't know about you, but I saw a wonderful, wonderful bibliomantic lesson in both of those things this morning. And that's where I'm going to share it and stop for today. My phone is actually running very low on power. So until tomorrow, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.